Okay, this picture, this airbrush, Createx paints, and 1 hour premiere. Thanks for watching, thanks for being here. If you're here live, if you're not, glad you watched the replay. Comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. I've got 1 hour today, and I'm not going to finish it in 1 hour. We are just going to hook in and see how far we get. I'll get this a little bit closer for myself. Hope everyone's well. Hope all the muckers manage to get here in this such late notice. Yeah, so here we go. I'm just going to start with the black. I've got the line drawing drawn up. There might be some background noise. It seems gone a little bit quiet, but it's a beautiful day here in Sydney today, and next door neighbours have got a pool. Every second house around here's got a pool, and the kids were enjoying themselves. So if that comes through, then good luck to them. It's because I'm not editing this. It's even though it's a pre-recorded video, I'm doing it like it's a pseudo live, like I normally do with the premieres. No editing at all, just recording and uploading, and that's it. And I'll be in the chat. To always just start in a nice easy bit, like 100% area black. I don't always start with black, but today with black, the opaque version of the Createx illustration black with 4021 reducer. In the video description, guys, there will be, if not yet, it will be very soon, the download to get the image and the line drawing, so you could follow along if you like, in because this is real time. There'll be nothing left out, no editing. The only difference, so some of my other videos I've had just literally a link straight there, but this one you're going to have to sign up to my email list, put your name down, and you end up on my email list, and you'll automatically get the following email will be this download package for this Grim Reaper, and which includes the line drawing. So if you are already on my email list, you won't get it because it only works for brand new people who sign up. But if you're already on my email list, then the email is coming with this in it. So if you're on my email list, you wouldn't see that I do that every now and then. I'll just send you a file or an image, or whatever, any bits and pieces that I can think of. I try to look after the email list as best I can. No spamming though, it's just the way it goes. Just yeah, just to stay engaged, just to remind you that I'm still here, that you did sign up once upon a time. It's been a while since I've emailed actually, because I've been really busy, but yeah, so that'll be that. I'd say I would call this a pretty advanced level though, not say though, definitely give it a go no matter what level you're at, and I'm just going to describe what I'm doing as I go. So this first layer, and I'm only going to stick to this sort of area today because I've got an hour. Next week we'll go do the hand, and then the last week we'll do the hood, finish it off. So 3 hours all up, I reckon I will get this done. I am not being super pedantic, so trying not to be super accurate, so really just to get a base down, get a rough idea where most of these shapes are. Because I always start in the really dark bits till I warm up. Just get a good feel for it. But yeah, it's going to be pretty rough. I'm going to bring it all back up and define some of these shapes with the light over dark, which if you've seen my other videos I do quite frequently, and if you've seen most other people's videos in the world, they don't. But that's alright, there's 100 ways to skin a cat, more than one way to skin a cat is the proper saying, which is pretty gross, but you know what I mean. So yeah, just been really sort of rough here, just getting the main points in. This airbrush has been sitting uncleaned for a few hours since this morning, and it's got a little bit dirty. It's very hot in here. It didn't take much. It's sort of spray and double, if you can, I don't know if you can see it. you get like a ghosted line, so it's obviously a tiny bit of dry paint in the tip. Still operating fine, but it's just not perfect. But we'll just ride it out because I'm not stopping. I've got the timer going, so give me an idea. Been going 4 minutes, so because I do want to, as much as I'm just going to stick in one spot, I'm going to work pretty fast because I want it after that hour to look cool. At least that part sort of finished. I might stop there. I might just stick to the eyes and nose. I'll leave the teeth. If I've got time, I'll hook in and do them. I'll do up here the forehead. It really doesn't matter how, like I said, I'm being rough. And really just to get the basic shape, so it doesn't really matter if it's not perfect at this stage. It's the next layers that are going to help me define it, which is cool. It's a bit freeing. You don't have to, it's not life and death every single airbrush stroke. Get the rough shapes in, adjust those shapes with white, adjust the tone with grey, white, black, whichever is required, and then it should be alright. And then probably maybe have to do it again because it rarely gets done sort of first round through. You see the picture appears pretty fast when you're doing it this way, when you're not being too worried about it being perfect. And it won't be perfect, guys. It'll be good, I'll be happy with it, but it won't be perfect when it's all said and done. This is a really cool picture. So even if it's not perfect, it still looks really cool. A really strong light source. And a lot of texture, a lot of fine shape, so you don't have to do them all perfectly. You just need to get some of them in and it looks ultra realistic, you know. It's an image off Pinterest. So I didn't create it. I'm not the artist. I don't know who the artist is. If you are the artist, don't copyright strike me. Let me know and I'll delete the video. I'm not profiting from this at all. This will be, I'll just hang it up on my wall somewhere. I'm not going to sell it. I'm giving away the image and the line drawing so people can copy me. So I'm demonstrating airbrushing. I'm not creating art. So that's all we'll see about that. I haven't done a proper live for a while and it's been a bit hard, to be honest, but never say never. But this has worked out. This was truly last minute. It was nearly going to be another week with no more videos. I was like, no, I can't do that. It's been too long. I do enjoy making them. The airbrush was set up because I used it this morning, teaching some students online, and another student one-on-one, which were actually doing this picture. So that's why the image was out, and I had a spare line drawing. So I thought, why not? That's all. Everything's aligned. Let's just do it. There's always an excuse for not doing it, and today's one would have been, it's very hot. It's very hot outside, and the studio is a tin shed, so it gets really warm. It's mid, probably high 20s today. Very sunny, beautiful day. Like there's lots of hardly any wind, no clouds in the sky. Lovely day, but not extreme heat. This does get really hot around here in the summer, so that means it's only nighttime work when it gets to those temperatures. Did have an aircon in here and it's still on the wall over there, and it worked really well until one day it didn't. So now I don't have an aircon. I've just got it sitting on the wall and it doesn't work, which is a bit disappointing. probably the other reason why 1 hour will do me today, because I'll be over it by then. 1 hour has been 8 minutes and 20 seconds, so pretty good so far. I'm just literally going to stick to that. I'm not going to do that hand today. I'll just go around that hand so I don't lose its place. It's quite dark through here, so we'll do down here. No, I'll do the teeth. Fine. Fine, if you say so, I'll do the teeth. I managed to, the other day, on my break at my day job, so I was scrolling on my phone and jumped onto Steve Leahy's live feed. Couldn't stay for long because I was meant to be working. I stayed for a little bit. He was talking about, I didn't get the context of exactly, but he's talking about art communities and that, and making those real life connections. And he had a lot of other different points about that. But for me, it just reminded me of like, yeah, it can be really lonely painting in your studio all the time. You know, if you're watching this, you've airbrushed at some point, or you're wanting to, or you've done some art or whatever. You know what it's like. You can get lost in your own world, and it's great sometimes. It's a really good escape. But sometimes it's actually very lonely. And it just made me think about it where he was talking. I was like, yeah, it's important to get out to the community. So I do love teaching. But the thing is, just at this point, it's only online. But it's still good because you get to talk to people about what you love, and in airbrushing terms, I mean. And yeah, that's nice. I like that, and that's why I do love that the muckers always turn up to these, because it's a community, right? It feels like a community, and I enjoy it. Rob Dredd, he gave me a mention the other day. He was talking about on one of his premieres, same thing, talking about how he was really talking about his life as his career as an artist, a custom painter and such. But he said about how it takes you places and meets new people, and he said, you know, this YouTube, how the online community that he's gathered, and he mentioned me, which was nice, because it feels good. It does really feel good that these guys are all a part of it, and yeah, keeps you motivated to keep going. Alright, so this airbrush works like a piece of crap, but it doesn't matter. Quite rough, that'll do. I'm going to now swap to white. I might just darken it a little bit, actually. I don't darken too much because I'm going to go in really strong, really close with white. Oh, you know how I said it's really hot in here? I just remembered that I forgot my drink. Haha, I'm thirsty. I'm going to be really thirsty, especially if I keep waffling in another 47 minutes, 45 seconds. I'm going to be dying of thirst. Alright, so again, like always, I go into place where it's nice and easy. Before I started with the black 100% close in here. Here, the top of the nose is obviously white and close and 100%, so that's where I'm starting. And you watch this just really come to life as I do all these little shapes. This is where that definition, the defining of these shapes comes. All these little triangle, little shapes. For those wondering about blue shift, when you're 100%, when the white has officially covered it, then there's no blue shift. So right now, when I'm really close and there's no blue shift, but there might be a touch when I lift and do a transparent coat of white, but we'll deal with that later. Because the way to beat the blue shift is to put transparent layers over the top. So consider I'm just using black, grey and white on this one. If I want to put transparent layers over the top, I need to make it a little bit brighter than it's meant to be to allow for, like with white, to allow for the grey, which we're going to darken a little bit and also kill that blue shift, and then the black after that. So it just depends on the shade. So right here I don't have to worry about it. It's just if I went lightly here somewhere that it'll shift to blue and I don't need to deal with it, but that's later. All you got to worry about now, if you are following along, just get the shapes as best you can in the best spot you can. And right now the only shape I'm doing is the bridge of the nose. I'm leaving some odd little bits here and there which gives you those little subtle little cracks and stuff that are there. Now eyeballs sort of tend to see this really light, sharp, tiny black line, whereas I see the white either side of it. It's much easier to produce. Much easier. Because when you're close, you don't want to paint close and light, right? If you're doing that, you've got other options. I mean, you can obviously, and I've been airbrushing a long time and I can paint close and light, but it's very difficult, correct? I'm sure everyone agrees. Where here I'm painting really close, almost like point blank, as close as I can get to the page without jamming the needle into it. So I can just do it 100%. I don't need to try and do it lightly as well, as I do it a bit lightly here, but you know what I mean. Most of it is 100%. It's more important to get the shape right at this point than the tone. I can adjust the tone when you're doing it light. I'm trying to keep the tone, the lightness and darkness of it at the same time. So when I do it light, it just means that I'm saving a little bit of time, but it's more important to get the shape right. So therefore, in this stage, do it 100% and make it too white when it should be grey, and then darken it later, as long as I get the shape right. That's all I'm really concentrating on at this point. Oh my God, voice watch, mate. Why didn't I bring my drink? And I could say, well, you're pre-recording this. You can just pause it and go get your drink, but don't want to. Mainly because when I say I'm going to spend an hour, it's because that's all I've got. I've got other stuff to do, so if I stop, if my 1 hour video takes me an hour and a half because I keep stopping, then it's no good. So still sticking to the parts where I perceive as white at this stage and 100%, and working the other bits a bit later. Well, there's just some, there's you know, you'd hear it here and here, some not 100% white bits, but you get my point. I'm just sort of making up a little bit. It's very textured through here. I'm not going to try and get it pixel perfect shapes. It's just roughly. I see a little shape and go, that'll do roughly sort of here-ish. So yeah, feel free, if you guys get this download, and I'm going to say it in my email that I send to everybody, like there's guys on my list already, and I'll send this file. Have a go, send me your results, ask me for some feedback. I've got time, I don't have a million people on my list, and it's good, and it's a little bit more, like I said before, that community sort of feel. I'd like to see it. Very much this is the type of artwork that I can get lost in and just go over the top amount of hours that I would spend. So I've got to keep that in mind, that I'm just roughly, the shapes is not perfect. Sort of rough up and down bits of bone and stuff in there. So I actually did this morning with my 101 lesson. So if I've got something that I have to compare it to, but I've got a goalpost. I've got to at least get it as good as that one this morning. I did the same, just this little area, and it looks really cool. That's why I'm confident that I'll be able to get a good result in an hour. I think I did a bit less than an hour, but be interested to see if it's better, same, worse. I say that now because I feel like at this point it's worse, but I'm comparing it to one that was finished or further advanced. The other thing, guys, if you ever see a picture that you would, one, either like to see airbrushed, or you want to airbrush it yourself and you not really sure how to go about it, send it to me and maybe I'll do it as one of these sort of premieres or a live, and basically you almost get like a free lesson of a picture you're going to do anyway. That'd be cool. I would have liked to do that when I was learning. So I'm going to show you the steps along the way. Like I said, not the only steps, there's a million different ways to do it. Even this way, there's a student, Paul, he'll be here. Hello, Paul. He was doing it, so one of my other skull videos he'd done quite a number of times, and then he was doing this one the same way, where basically it was almost like the whole page ended up black before we started, and that's how I did the first one. He thought, well, that's how you always got to do it. Where this one, I haven't done it that way. So that was sort of things that his picture, he struggled a little bit because he was going about it that way. But my point is, that way wasn't wrong either. It just gave him some more challenges, but there's no one way to do it. And like, I just realised that's not even in the right spot, but it doesn't matter, or something's not in the right spot, but close enough. Close enough, there's a little bump there, that will do. Always finding an edge and blending off. Where it's not really here, they're not so much blending off, they're like solid little triangles and what's the word, the type of shape, trapezoids and whatever, I can't remember, it's been a long time since I was at high school when we did that crap. But there's lots of different shapes. Hello puppies. Someone walked past our yard. We've got high fences, but there's little gaps at the bottom and they see it. It's like, how dare they walk past our house? Dad, look, they're walking past the house, Dad. Look, Dad. You're not looking. Haha, I told them they won't dare do that again, will they, Dad? No. That's me commentating the dogs. So here's one of those stages where I sort of will put some texture in, but not at 100%. A little bit lighter just to save time, where I could do those little shapes and then change the tone of it later. But I'm just going to do it like so, save me a little bit of time. Do want it done sometime before Christmas, you know. That's the wrong shape, but yeah, whatevs. It amazes me when I watch all these back how much I just waffle the whole time. Just waffle. That's looking alright. Alright, better do down here. Where are we going for time? 35 minutes to go. So almost halfway. So I'm going to do a little bit more through here. I'm not going to do the teeth now. I'm just going to go to the nose and up. Do the teeth and the hands and stuff in the next one. I was nearly going to do this as a proper live because I'll be up early anyway for me. So for me that's what time do I do it? 6:30 or something. So it's a reasonable time for everyone overseas. But I'm doing a course right now, like for my own personal qualifications, and I need the computer. So I've got the computer set up outside for my Zoom's lessons this morning, and I've got to get it back inside to do some work on my course tonight, and then I'll have to do a little bit more on that course tomorrow. So it'll mean like bring the computer in, do some work, bring it back out. Like it's not a laptop, it's a Mac Mini, so it's like put the monitor. It's easy enough to move around, but a bit of a pain to do it just for a 1 hour live at 6:30 on a Sunday morning. So I'm not doing that. I'm going to record the video and upload it as soon as I'm done later, as I put the computer inside. And then tomorrow I'll get up 6:30, have my coffee in my pajamas, watch it with you, and then start doing my course. I really feel like the one I did this morning is better than this one. Maybe it's because I've got on the clock a little bit. This ends up really dark, but there's still some lines to define and a little bit of texture here and there, so I'm going to do it simply because I'm going to use the black and wipe out most of it, but this is when you can do it lighter and really don't care about the blue shift because the black will cover it. It looks like there's some sort of hollow in there a little bit. Very simple in here, only quite actual rough, just get a little bit of texture. So there's something in there, nothing like what the picture is, but just as long as there's something, so when I black it out it doesn't look too odd. Clear blue shift there, but again, I do not care, worry about it later. Let's do this little bit. 1.5 minutes to exactly half an hour. Just realised when I get to the black and reshape this, it's going to look like it's nearly finished in one go, so maybe we'll have time to do a bit of the fingers or something, or the teeth. Let's just do this part a little bit more time than I thought, I think. Alright, that'll do. That'll do. I can adjust the contrast here and there, which just means some of those cracks that are not that far off away from the adjacent shape, I can just lighten up and make them closer together. That way I don't have to rely on the black to do it. Alright, that'll do. Let's swap back to black. This is the opaque black, which is not ideal, but I haven't got the other one thing in the jar ready, so that'll do. Oh, it's 29-minute mark. So again, just start an easy bit just to get myself going, get a feel for it. Less this time because it's sort of already there to a point. Now when I'm working light, I can be a little bit higher because a lot of those details, those sharp lines are there. I'm only going in close when I'm defining an edge. Alright. Not relying too much, there's a little bit of close and light there, but that's just to save time. That's not quite the right shape. The other one's heaps better. I'm not going to get it out because that'll just upset me. That'll just upset me. But this will look cool still. When you glance across at the screen on the left, it looks alright. I just realised my head's been shot the whole time, my tongue wasn't hanging out. Normally zoom in a bit closer. Let's zoom in a bit closer. Woo. There we go. Oh. There we go. Oh, that's terrible, terrible. All right, we'll just have to rework some of this in a second. Really dark at the top. this whole, I got carried away with all these little shapes rather than the bigger, like that shadow over the top, right? It's alright, but I don't like it. Don't like it. And the other good thing I always do with these, if I do it in one sitting, sometimes you just blind to something obvious. Now what I'll do is I'll do this now, obviously. Then in between time, before I do it next week, I'll have a good chance to study. So I bet you next week I'll start off and go, this bit here was annoying me, so I'm just going to do that first before I do the hand. And I will do that because this, when you look at the overall, this is what you're going to look at. The hand sort of secondary, this third, but this part is the key, the star of the artwork, right? This area. So it's, you're better off, if you're going to spend any extra time on anything, you spend it off on here where everyone's eyes are going to look first. There's always, it's always a part of it, and the best way to do that is to stand back, look away, or like if you look at the reference and then, or squint, what jumps out at you first, and especially if you squint at this one because of it's such a strong light source here, and even the front of the hand really jumps out because it's really brighter with the light coming from there, and the strong shadows casting across makes that pop out even more. So I am going to just go through it all again. I'm going to get back to the white. I'm going to do the jaw. I'm just not happy with a lot of it. Yeah. And now this bit, which I didn't have clear enough before, just got to make that sort of pop a bit more. This is darker. Which is often the case, don't get me wrong, it's not like, oh, I made a mistake. I'm just going to adjust, do it one more round. Having said that, when I glance at the screen, it looks alright. I'm switching back to white. Still hot as hell in here, still thirsty as. 24 minutes to go. So not going to be as much before I did that whole area. I'm just going to really just concentrate on the edges of those shadows. Some little highlights. The tongue was definitely hanging out then, so lucky I zoomed in. Yeah, that's better. That's much better. Very blue. You see what happens is when you lightly paint white over dark, that's why it looks crazy blue. But I'm going to darken that enough that you won't see it. If I didn't want to darken it up too much, then what I need to do is put grey over it, so a little bit darker, and kill some of it, blue shift, and then the black. So you can get it to the tone you want that way. But this is right in the shadow, so I'm not going to need to worry about that. Now I have seen, and I saw, I know Drew Blair teaches it, and I know that because Airbrush Asylum did a video on blue shift, And he said in that video that Drew Blair taught him, and that was adding orange to the mix. Now, yes, it works, and orange is the opposite colour to blue, so that's why it kills it. In all honesty, it sort of confused the situation, and in the end, he also still put transparent colours over the top. So he put the orange over it, and it looked orange, like it, and which sort of neutralises it a bit. But then he still put the black over anyway. So maybe that's a shortcut way here. I could put orange because I'll put the black and darken it anyway. But it's not needed. I don't need to add orange. So anyway, but that's another way. Again, more one way to skin a cat. Seeing some little details up, like a lot of these cracks and stuff are in the incorrect spot, but doesn't matter. It's showing me a little bit, that's all. Got to get this bit finished today, so 20 minutes, got 20 minutes to go. Concentrate on the bits that matter. This little edge was annoying me. This time around I'm doing all these shapes a little bit smaller, keeping it inside the shapes that I made originally. Just lightly fogging over that to kill that contrast a little bit. This is actually like wrong, but it doesn't matter. It's creative choices, it's not wrong. And yet again, I astound myself for my ability to waffle the entire 1 hour. It's the other good thing, when I make a video that I'm going to edit and I really got a message that I want to get across, oh my god, it's like a million times harder. I stuff it up and it'll be cut, and I swear because I made another mistake, and it's like, oh my god, just do your normal waffling, you'll be fine. Alright, so here I just want to clarify that shadow edge that's over the top, and then lighten said shadow a little bit. Oh man, I don't like it. Annoying. Guarantee I'll be fixing bits and pieces of this one next week, which is all good. I mean, it's alright, but if I didn't do that other one this morning in half the time, then I would feel a bit better about it. Do you want to know when I'm struggling? I'm not struggling though. You know, when it's not going 100% to plan, I'm starting to paint parts close and light, which I try to avoid, which means I'm adjusting the plan on the run, which means it hasn't gone exactly to plan. Which is fine. These things happen. Alright, that's alright. Just when I stop, I'm just I sit back and look at it from a little bit further back. So it's when I'm off screen and nothing's happening, and I stop talking because I'm really concentrating on certain bits and pieces. Like right here, this dot isn't even there now. Right, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm now, for the first time in this artwork, I'm going to go to grey. Now I won't be using it much, but I did use it on the other one. Now, that's a telltale sign when I said I was starting to paint close and light, and the plan had changed. That's a sign that something wasn't right, and that's because I skipped the step of putting the grey in. Now, I didn't skip that step this morning, so it's important. It's a really good thing for like flattening some contrast. I can actually use it to add a little bit of detail because I can go close at 100% because it's not black, it's grey. So, for instance, this little shadow next to the doogalacki, a little bump on his head, I can do that because I'm doing it with the grey. I can sharpen that little line. I'm going to go back and adjust a little bit with the white, but I can put it in much easier with grey than with black. The edge of that shadow, right? I'm going for time. 15 to go. Jeez, it just goes fast. It goes very fast. Alright, that looks a bit nice. Okay, so now I'm just going to just a bit high and light, just work, and it's just going to flatten contrast, give a little bit of shape to it here and there. I'll go in close here, create some shapes. And then I'm going to finish off with the black, and it's just going to be fairly high and simple because a lot of these little shapes inside are starting to work now. Except for I skipped a step, I'm going to use white, wasn't I? Back to white, it makes it brighten up a couple little bits. Then black. Then my hour will be up, and you can see me next week. Okay, what was I doing? Up here, certainly brighter in the middle there. Definitely brighter there. On this edge. So many little shapes that I didn't even do in here, but a little bit. 13 minutes stuck. Well, the kids got out of the pool. I was nearly not going to do it because the kids next door were playing in the pool and they were quite loud, which is fine. They're having kids in the pool having fun. But oh well, I'll just do it, and it can be nice background sounds. But they left. My pool was green and it's almost right now, but I'm not going to swim in it yet. It's close, but not quite. The pump broke over winter, so I put a new pump. And it's taken a week, it's almost alright. Yeah, now it's looking better. There's some little bumps and doogalackies through here. Light over darks over these little bits, they just looks more natural than trying to, I think anyway, a lot of the times. Well, that's why I wanted to just kill that off a little bit. Oh, perfect. I'm ignoring the air for now because that's next week's job. 11 minutes 42 seconds to go. Black. It's black, and I reckon I'll be finished in about 2 minutes with the black here, this section, and then maybe we'll do a little bit of the teeth. Just light touching up of some overspray, get a bit stronger. I know, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just do a little frills on the edge of the hat. That'll just sort of finish that top section off. Got a bit of a, which looks really cool, a bit of a double shadow there, which is what happens. I forget the name of something, penumbra. There's names for two shadows. One of them's, I'm sure, is penumbra, and I can't even guess the other one, lamundra or something. I don't know. I'll look it up the next time. And that's the name. Two shadows. I wonder if you can see it on the screen there. You get like, oh, there you go, I can see it from there. You see like a double shadow. There's like one, and then there's always a second one where the lights sort of come from two different directions. Anyway, you have a look for it. It's always on all the things, double shadows. Anyway, I've got one of little of those there. It looks good. It's not really in the picture, but it looks better than the picture. I'll even do a light one here. There you go. Give it more of an effect, which actually would happen. So this is the shadow off the bit of the hood. It actually would get a double shadow. Penumbra, blah, blah, blah. Something like that. Hopefully someone in the chat more smarter than me. Put it in, mate. Penumbra. Do. Just a little bit of detail with the black there. Not much. You see, this time around I'm a bit higher because a lot of that detail is already there, but there's a couple little ones. On this side of this little bumps, 100%, and these are define that little edge. Put a soft one around it. There we go. That'll do. Right. That's cool. That's cool. 8 minutes to go. Alright, when I get the white, I'm going to define the edge of the hood. And then maybe I'll knock off early by a couple of minutes. Not getting into the actual hood itself too much. I'm just defining an edge just to make it look a bit nicer now. Continue that next week. was a little bit wobbly there because I was too low and I was overstretching myself. My chair's a adjustable one, and that's much easier when you stay between shoulder and stomach. That's the most comfortable position, so you try to do that as much as you can. There's the edge there. There's a bit here that's popping out, hitting the sunlight. I'm just making this up because there's no lines left. I've lost all them. It's nothing like it, but that'll do. That'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Right. Yeah, 5 minutes to go. What will I do? What will I do? Let's just work on the edge of this finger here. Same deal, I'm not putting any detail on the finger, I'm just defining it so it puts like a finishing off point on the skull's face. Alright, that'll do. I'm done. Early mark. 4.5 minutes to go. Alright, thanks for coming for those in the live. Let me get in my head in this picture. Let's zoom that, put it in focus. I don't have the autofocus because it's annoying when I'm moving around. Alright, thank you for being here, everybody. Put your thumbs up if you watched it in the premiere. Share it around if you can be bothered doing that too. The link for the line drawing and this image is down there. You'll end up on my email list and the email will come through with the actual files. So do that. If you're already on my email list, you've already got the email, check your junk folder because I'm going to send this as well. If you haven't got it, just send me an email and I'll give it to you. Alright, thank you everybody. Hope you liked it and we will see you next week. We'll do hour 2 and paint the rest of it. Alright, thank you. See ya.